I'm really tired of these chicks making it big in an industry and then deciding to pull the ladder up behind them. Amouranth is chief among them, the most popular female gamer. I don't even remember the last time she played a game on stream. Not that I'm like an avid watcher or anything like that, but every time that she's in the headlines, it's never for playing games. Okay, it's playing with something else, but games, not so much. Advises women new to gaming not to use their real name, and then also telling hoes not to start an OnlyFans, even though over the course of 4 years, she herself made $56 million. I'm so tired of this stuff, man. And it's not exclusive to Amouranth, okay? It's these chicks, man, who just have no discernible talent, have no marketable attributes outside of their beauty, maximize that out, and then just deciding after, all the glitz and glamour, all the fame has waned, that they need to go ahead and just take a dump on their industry the same way they did in order to turn a couple of $1,000. The truth about life inside the gross Playboy Mansion, Hugh Hefner's last wife, Crystal, reveals all about the black mold in her bedroom, toxic implants, daily Viagra, and nightly orgies. You were all fine and dandy with that. You were totally fine and happy, secure in the bag from Hef in his final days. But now that he's a long gone and buried, a bananama, you have absolutely no qualms with throwing dirt on the man's name. Despicable. Absolutely despicable. It wasn't that long ago that we talked about Dave Chappelle, trying to correct Cat Williams for his assessment of the industry. It's like, I don't need to throw dirt on other men's names in order to go ahead and get my point across. But these chicks, man, these hoes, okay, shout out Chris Brown, these hoes ain't loyal. What was Hugh Hefner, founder of the Playboy Empire, really like following serialization of his widow's tell-all book in yesterday's mail? Tanya Gold exclusively interviews Crystal Hefner. The first line of Crystal Hefner's memoir, Only Say Good Things, echoes the first line of the gothic novel Rebecca. Last night, I dreamt about the Playboy Mansion again. The terror claws that scrapes at my throat. I pressed on the gas pedal, desperately trying to go faster to make it back to that ivory-covered gothic house surrounded by redwoods before the clock strikes 6. And that was when Hugh Hefner, founder of Playboy magazine and possibly the 20th century's most famous sex addict, oh, come on, man. It's just another dig at somebody who's not around to defend himself, required his third young wife to come back. Well, yeah, exactly. He's paying for your lifestyle that, you were fine with adhering to at the time, but now that he's gone and he can't hurt me with his words or his controlling ways anymore. Now I can set the record straight. It's crazy, right? Because you're still trying to market your book, which nobody actually gives a fuck about, off of your sexuality the same way that you became Mrs. Hefner by marketing your sexuality. Very crazy. You wanted all of the gifts, you want all of the cash and prizes, but you didn't want to do any of the requisite work. Hilarious. God damn it, man. The man built a legacy, and in the years since his passing, these hoes have done nothing but try to tear it down. Crystal had met Hefner on Halloween in 2008 when she was 21 and he was 82. Yeah. Went to a Playboy Mansion party. Guess what? There was a reason that she went to a Playboy Mansion party and not some guy who was also 21's Halloween party, because Hugh Hefner made that Playboy name worth something. Imagine that. He had to work so hard in order to achieve just a cursory amount of clout. She sent her photograph to the mansion and was invited to the party. Imagine that. Had no problem leveraging her sexuality now, but now she's in her mid-30s. Oh, now all of a sudden, it's a problem, and I would never want women to have to go through that again. How many millions are you worth, by the way? He beckoned her over, and they went to bed with other women, as was the custom of the mansion. A few weeks later, she was living with him and the rest of his harem. Mashallah. Crystal stayed for 10 years until Hefner, who she married in 2012, died in 2017. A few short weeks of the Me Too phenomenon. A few short weeks of the Me Too phenomenon. Strange. Her presence in front of me on Zoom, austere, contained, very beautiful. is evidence that she survived. Oh my God. Met him in 2008, married him in 2012, stayed committed to him until his death. She's a survivor, guys. Crystal begins the interview in a whisper. She pauses and says, I don't know a lot. But she has spent a lifetime looking for her voice. Oh my, I hate this interviewer. Oh, she's 37 now. Yeah, okay. She called the memoir Only Say Good Things because that is what Hefner wanted to hear. Oh my God. Later, when she was more relaxed, she would laugh. For instance, I would tell her I met Hefner in London 20 years ago for the Daily Mail, and my only strong recollection was that he smelt nice. Playboy cologne, she says, he always wore it. Hefner was a brand. The mansion was not a home. It was the headquarters of a company and a cult. Oh my God, stop it. When I finished reading Only Say Good Things, my question wasn't why a woman so beautiful would sacrifice herself for the stratospherically wealthy octogenarian. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have that question either, because we already know the answer. There was incremental trauma, beginning with Crystal's father. Oh yes, please tell me about your father. A magnetic British musician, died when she was 12. Her mother and 2 older sisters can be anxious types, but with her father, I just felt so safe afterwards. Her mother was very depressed, crying all the time. Oh wow, single mothers really are heroes. That's when I felt like I had to grow up too fast to help her. She became the good child. She would be the good child, the Hefner too. Shut the fuck up. But she didn't feel it inside. No, she probably did feel it on a regular basis inside. I started dyeing my hair, wearing wigs I shouldn't be wearing. It's too little to understand that beauties find it hard to be themselves because of male expectations. Fuck right off. Crystal manifests this utterly. Oh, this just speaks to the fact that, hey man, there's a reason that 75% of homeless people are men, because women can always rely on their sexuality, given if they just have a mid or above looks. Your mom's too busy being a basket case? Well, guess what? You can go ahead and secure the bag the only way you know how. Her mother married a man who treated Crystal like Cinderella. Wow, imagine that. A pedestalized woman relies on her sexuality, revokes that consent after a time in which that same attention that was afforded to her in her youth is no longer being lavished on her in her elder years. Big shock on that one. Her stepsister was cherished, but she was not. She got pregnant by her teenage sweetheart Greg, had an abortion, and left him because she felt not worthy, broken, or that I didn't deserve certain things. Greg, a soldier serving in Iraq, of course, man, was killed as they were about to get back together. I'm sure, yeah, they were about to get back together, right? There were non-consensual sexual experiences too, she said, but was ignored. Oh, of course not. She's always the perpetual victim. Her father was killed. Her mother wasn't there for her. Her sister was doted on. I am always the victim, and that's why I was taken advantage of by a multi-millionaire. Oh, heavens to Betsy. When I first came to the mansion, I went to see a psychic. Oh my God, dude, fucking classic woman moment. She told me, you've already met your soulmate. It was Greg. Even now, she can't visit his grave. I knew all along that Hef wasn't really my soulmate. There's no such fucking thing as a soulmate. Get over yourself. She laughs because what soulmate wants piles of women in their bed? No, you just want an obedient beta. Somebody who would just give you your space after an unplanned pregnancy and then just wait till you are thousands of miles away in order to play with your heart, in order to try to potentially get back with you. We were about to get back together. And, he was thinking about me all the time. And then that led to him getting killed. Another person that just abandoned me. At first, she was bewitched by the mansion. Well, yeah, it's the fucking Playboy Mansion, baby. It's been as famous as it was long before you were even born. She thought it was completely the most magical thing I've ever seen in my life. I'd only ever been in apartments or houses, okay? And this is another house. I have had pajamas in every color and tanning beds in the gym and the game room. That's pretty cool. It was like Willy Wonka type feeling, just with far more prophylactics. The staff, people going here and there who can help you with anything you need. What Crystal needed was to please Hefner. Yeah, you're his wife, there's expectations when you're a multi-millionaire who's also, all right, how did he become a multi-millionaire? By selling sex. I'd imagine, what is your number one priority as the wife of that individual? You know what he's all about. Why is this shocking? You're supposed to be an adult. You're acting like an idiot. He was cast in a carefully curated life, costing a reported $10 million a year to run. There were parties, film nights, and a reality TV show. Yeah, was that one with the house bunnies and all that shit? And all those bitches ended up turning on Hef recently as well. Also makes me sick. Which she said she was paid a pittance. There was a zoo department, a scrapbook department, a video department. She says security, his office staff, housekeeping. He had 3,000 books documenting his life because he truly believed that he was somebody people would be studying for centuries. Yeah, very much so. Far more than your autobiography is going to be remembered throughout history. She had nose and breast surgery, which alienated her from her own body. Oh, shut the fuck up. Look, you were already putting on wigs and shit, you dumb bitch. Like, what the fuck? I look back at pictures of me and what I look like then, like a bleached white hair with massive implants, I look ridiculous, like a sex doll, like a prop. There she is, not pictured in any of those pictures right there. It's like, wow, oh my god, he just used and abused me. It's like, do you want to see the books of the pictures? Okay, all of the photo albums of him doing exactly this with countless adoring women just willing to take your place at a moment's notice. If it was so awful, how could he keep up this facade for 5+ decades? Riddle me that, stupid. But she continues to just rail against Hefner, I guess one final time, try to throw as many other people under the rug, or under the bus as possible, trying to pull the rug over all of her imperfections, because as much as she tries to paint herself as, oh my god, I'm just the victim, I'm sure she was probably equally insufferable. Like, I think the rest of the quote-unquote girlfriends did eventually dip towards the end, but she thought that, hey, I ended up winning at the end of the day, okay? I was the last one standing. I get all the glitz and glamour. And now, realizing that, I'm not invited to those same parties that I was with half around, and I'm not quite as poppin' as I used to be. What's the last thing that I can do? All right, hop on the bandwagon, the likes of the Holly, it is Holly Madison. Yeah. Holly Madison and the rest of those floozies. The rest, what they were doing. Now I can release a book because, I've got such great stories to tell. But in actuality, ain't nobody believing these hoes. Also, nobody cares what they have to say, because guess what? Hefner's life was laid bare for the world to see. His legacy is being carried on by the likes of Dan Bilzerian. For as many people that are going to go ahead and try to paint an unflattering picture of Hef, there are hundreds, if not thousands more, that will go ahead and paint a more accurate, unfinancially motivated picture of the legendary literary figure. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.